welcome back to the Straight Shooter Recruiter. I'm Emily, a senior recruiter by day, podcast host by night, and career coach on the weekends. And today's video, guys, is so highly requested. I had so many of you in my DMs on Instagram, as well as in the comments, asking for a video about how to introduce yourself. What do you do when somebody says, "Tell me about yourself," at the beginning of an interview? I'm about to give you a formula on how to execute the perfect answer, regardless of whether you are a seasoned professional or if this is your very first interview. I've got you. But before we do that, if you want so much amazing career content, I'm talking interviews, I'm talking networking, I'm talking resumes, you're gonna have to subscribe because I'm about to give you nothing but fire advice on this channel. So hit the subscribe button, comment down below, give this video a like, and let's get into it. Okay, I'm first gonna have to address this janky setup for this video. I'm so sorry. The lighting in my condo was just not working with me. This is the best it gets. If you need to roast me, do it in the comments. I understand. I will let it slide. Okay, one of the biggest complaints that I get whenever I talk about how to introduce yourself at the beginning of an interview is I always have at least one or two people say,
"Why do I need to introduce myself? They've already read my resume. They can just read my resume and they'll know who I am."
And yeah, that's true, but it's really important that you introduce yourself in person, over the phone, virtually, whatever it might be, for a couple of reasons. One of which is you're better able to tell a story verbally. What I mean by that is we'll be able to tell as interviewers what roles you're passionate about. I can hear the passion in your voice. I'll also typically get a little bit more information about what you enjoyed, maybe what you didn't enjoy so much, and I can really hear what lights you up and what makes you excited about the work that you do. The other reason is if you have a really well-structured introduction, it just sets a really good tone for the interview. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through the template that I personally find the most helpful. You should think of this as level 1. So once you're comfortable with this version or this kind of introduction, add more. Add a little personality. Talk to me about what some of your hobbies are. So feel free to spice this baby up when you get more comfortable, but think of this as the baseline. You have to get this really, really solid before we start adding more. So a good introduction is going to follow something like this. We're going to start off with who you are and what you do, followed by what you're passionate about. You're then going to introduce some of your key skills and accomplishments, and you're going to finish it off with why you are an excellent match for this job at this company. Let's break this down a little bit more. So for introducing who you are and what you do, remember that you don't need to say your name if you already know the people. If this is like your 4th meeting with the recruiter and you're starting with your name every time, not a good look. So skip your name if you don't need your name. But when you introduce who you are and what you do, this is essentially where you say what you do for work or potentially what you do for school if you're still a student. For what you're passionate about, you want to call out the specific things that you really enjoy about your field. And again, if you're a student, you can call out what you're passionate about in your field of study. And if you're well into your career, call out the things that make you passionate and fall in love with the work that you do. For the next part, we get strategic, so stay with me. Remember how I said we were going to call out some key skills and accomplishments that you achieved? Yes, remember that. But you also want to pull up the job description. So look at the job posting for the role that you're interviewing for and actually see what skills that they wrote down. Did they want to see data management or leadership skills? And make sure those are the skills and accomplishments that you share. So you want to make sure you think really strategically about the 1 or 2 accomplishments or skills that you're actually going to call out as part of your introduction. Now, the next thing that this company is going to want to hear in your introduction is, of course, not only why you're qualified for the job, but why do you want to do the job here at this company? So this is the point where we pull out our laptops, our cellular devices, and we research. I talked a little bit more in depth about how to research companies in my last video. I'll put the card here. I don't know how this works. I'll put a card somewhere in here and you will find it and you will click it. But I literally walk you through how to look at a company's website to pull out key information. So what you're going to do is follow that method, go on the company's website and call out something that matters to you. So maybe it's their mission, maybe it's the products that they offer, maybe it's their corporate social responsibility initiatives. So you're going to add a couple of sentences at the end of your intro that really showcase why you want to do the amazing work that you do here. Guys, I'm having such a bad hair day. I feel like I keep playing with it and it just keeps getting frizzier. Oh my gosh, if you have naturally wavy hair, you know what I'm going through. Anyways, here is what my introduction sounds like. Hi, I'm Emily Durham. I'm a senior recruiter and content creator, and I am deeply passionate about all things careers. I'm so committed to career coaching and connecting people to their dream jobs. Through my years of industry experience, I've become a creative problem solver and a pretty good public speaker. And when I saw your company posted a job for a senior recruiter, I knew I had to apply. Not only because I think I'm a great skills match, but I love how your company is so committed to innovation and collaboration. It's something that's really important to me. Like, I would hire me. I feel as though that was fabulous. But do you see what I did there? I took the general structure that I gave us, so all of those key points that we had to hit, and I added some conversational sentences in there. For example, when I said, so when I saw this job posting, I knew I had to apply. That's what I mean by freestyling. You want to add your own personality, but still keep that base structure in there so you're hitting all of the key points. Now, you might be wondering, I'm a student. What am I supposed to talk about? To which I say, have I ever left you hanging? If the answer is yes, please don't tell me. I feel like I try hard not to leave you hanging. But students, I've got you, all right? We're going to get into a student-specific example next. You don't need to panic about not having an amazing introduction full of years of experience, because what I've done is tweak this introduction formula so that it works for you. Here is what your new formula is. It's who you are and what you study. It's why you're passionate about what you study. It's what your career goals are, the skills that you already have, and then the skills that you're going to learn in this job. Let's get into an example. I'm going to pretend that I am like the young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed 18-year-old Emily Durham and not the
emotionally drained, lots of baggage, gray hair, wrinkled, sad, lives alone Emily Durham. Okay? Let's jump into it.
I'm Emily Durham, and I'm a human resources student. I chose to study HR because I'm really passionate about people, and the idea of connecting people to their dream jobs is really exciting to me, which is why my career goal is to eventually become a recruiter. I think I would be a great fit for this position because I already come to the table with amazing communication and collaboration skills, and I would love to learn more about the hands-on recruitment skills that I'm going to need on this job. Okay, so now you've got the formula to have an amazing introduction no matter what your experience level is. So I don't want to hear anything, no slander, no talking about, I don't need to prepare because I know myself so well. None of that. We always prepare our introductions in this house. Another thing that we always do in this house, we write bullet point notes, not scripts. So when you practice after this video to put together the most creme de la creme introduction in the world, make sure that you're writing bullet point notes and not a script. The reason for that is typically when you write a script, you'll be inclined to memorize it, which means that your introduction is going to come off as really robotic, like you've put way too much thought into every single word, and it's going to feel less conversational. And on the flip side of that, if you don't memorize it, it means you're probably going to be looking down,
Reading off the script the whole time, maybe looking up once or twice.
and I just want better for you, okay? So sue me for wanting better for you, and you know the next step in this video, per usual, it's just a little bit of homework. I'm sorry, I know we hate the homework, but it helps. I want you to practice putting together your introduction, regardless of your skill level, and get really comfortable with this kind of level 1 format. Get really comfortable speaking about your skills, your experience, and getting understanding of how to research companies. And then, when you feel ready, I want you to spice this baby up. I want you to add a little paprika on there, maybe a little basil. That's not really a seasoning people use like that, but you get what I'm saying. I want you to take it up a notch. So when you're comfortable with this formula, I want you to practice then adding in sentences about your personal hobbies. You might include things like, on the weekends, I love hiking and yoga. Or on the weekends, I absolutely love baking. So when you get comfortable with that base introduction, that level 1, start to add your hobbies. I really hope that this video was helpful, you guys. I really hope that it gave you all the information you need to have really impactful introductions. And remember, even if you don't want to practice, even if you feel like you don't need to practice something like this, I promise you do. It will help. It will make you stand out. It sets an exceptional tone for the interview, and it keeps all of your skills and passions at the top of the interviewer's mind right from the jump. So it's an amazing tool to have in your skills toolbox. If this video was helpful, if anything I said,
Anything at all,
was remotely helpful, please subscribe. please leave a comment. Check out my other videos. Friendly reminder, you can also find me on Instagram. Join the Instagram fam at emily.the.recruiter. I also have a podcast called The Straight Shooter Recruiter. And your girl is back. We're back in business, baby. I am back doing one-on-one career coaching, resume reviews, and mock interviews. I've got a 3-course meal waiting for you. So if you're interested in any of that, head to the description. Leave me a comment on what you thought on this video. Maybe you should try practicing your introductions in there. I'll give you some feedback. We'll hang out a little bit. But I had so much fun. I hope this was helpful. Mwah. Love you, and I'll talk to you later.